Hello and welcome to Beads Jar. My name's Billy and today's project we've designed a leather and hemp macrame beaded bracelet. Okay, to make our hemp and leather bracelet we're going to have these little letter beads. We've got a fancy end head pin, a metal bead which can be anything of your choosing, a large kumihimo leather end, a small jump ring. We've got 1 metre of the hemp and 1 metre of brown leather. Tool wise I've got a pair of flat nose pliers, round nose pliers and side cutters, and we'll also be needing the Fevikwik for the end. Another piece of equipment I'll be using is just a bulldog clip on my blackboard to hold my weave in place. What I'm going to get you to start with is the procedure for the fastening at the end. So we've got our head pin and then we're just going to take our round nose pliers. So place the bead on your head pin, and obviously we know that that fits because that won't go pull through the bead. And then you're going to place your pliers directly above the bead, and with a nice firm grip you're going to push the pin over the top of the pliers at a 90-degree angle, and then we're going to reposition our pliers so that they're on top. We now bring the head pin all the way over the top of the pliers, so you're getting a loop forming. The pliers come out and go back into that loop like so. And then we're going to wrap the excess wire around, and as you're coiling this round you just want to drop downwards a fraction so the wire doesn't wrap onto itself, and then you'll have a nice neat coil effect. We're going to remove the excess wire, so you're going to take your side cutters and use the smooth edge, getting nice and close, and you're just going to take the excess wire away. So we've effectively created the loop on the top there. Next I'm just going to connect those two together. So just using your flat nose pliers, and you want to open your jump ring, so you do that by pushing one side away from you and bringing the other towards you, and then you're going to loop onto your head pin, and whilst the jump ring's still open we're also going to put the loop of the kumihimo end on there as well, and then you're just going to close your jump ring back together. And this will actually be the fastener for our bracelet. So that part's now all completed, so we can move that to one side and we'll move on to the actual weave. I'm just going to move my letters over and we'll start with the leather. So this is nice and easy. You're just going to half the leather. There's lots of length here. So I've just halved it and I've just got my loop, and I'm going to place that under the bulldog clip to keep that nice and tight. And then I'm going to take my hemp, and again I'm going to evenly half this as well. So I've halved that and I'm just going to position it around the leather, and a very basic straightforward knot here just to hold that in position. Like so. And then just before I continue doing the weave, I do want to make sure that my loop, my leather, fits my bead through it easily, which it does. In fact I'm going to make that a fraction smaller, so I'm just going to push that knot up a little bit closer. That's it. So I'm happy with where that's positioned now, and we can move on to doing the weave. So I'll just put that back underneath so it's holding it for me. And we've got our 2 parallel strips of leather coming down here. Now we're going to start with the right hand side of your hemp, and what you're going to do is create a D shape. So we're creating a D with the hemp, and that's going to go across over the top of the leathers. You're then going to create a C shape with the other side, and that wants to come over the tail, so we're going over the top of the one that we've just passed over to the left, but then you're going to pass that underneath and up through the D loop. So you're creating a figure of 8. You then want to pull on the two ends and take that up to the top. So we're starting to create our weave here. Then you're going to start on the opposite side than what we began on. So we've got the C shape, and that's coming across and over the leathers. We then do our D shape that comes around over the top of the tail, but then that's going to go underneath and up and out through the C shape. And then you pull that in. You're then going to come back to your D side. So we go over with our D, and then with the C you come in over this way, over the top of that, and under and up. So that's 3 we've created. I'm going for 20 on this side before I start adding my first bead. So that was 3, and I'm just going to create the rest. So you just keep going. So I'm on the C side here. And then over the top and under. So I'm going to do 20 in total. So I'm on my 20th weave, so I'm just pulling that last 20th one, and then I'm going to put my letters on. Now obviously you want to make sure they go in the right direction when you're using your letters. So I'm writing peace on this one, so I need my P, and that's going to be facing that way. So the next letter also needs to go in the right direction. So you're just going to take your leather straps at this point, and we want to take those through the P. So I'm going front to back. And when I move that up, that's going to sit like so. Now I finished off with the C on the last one, so I'm back to my D side here. So you're just going to do exactly the same, even though the letter bead is there. So we've got the D shape, the C comes under and over and up through, and then we pull that up tight, and then you start on the next side, and you're going to do 5 weaves in between each letter. And then we move on to our next letter. And then we start on the C side for this one. And so forth. Okay, so we've got to the bottom of our weave, and we've done another 20 after the last letter. And now I'm going to just tie a straightforward knot to finish. I'm just going to knot the end, and now I'm going to cut what I don't need here. So I'm going to judge how much length I'm going to require to go into the leather end, and then I'm going to cut that off. And I'm also going to place a tiny dab of Fevikwik on this part of the knot here, so it doesn't all slip out whilst I'm working with the end. That'll dry clear when it's when we've finished. So I'm just going to get my scissors and cut that off. And then we're going to fill the end with the Fevikwik. You don't need to go mad with this. It's very strong glue, and you'll just end up with a gloopy mess. So just put a reasonable amount in there. And we just want to take the ends and we're going to insert them. It's quite a snug fit, so really give it a good push. And then you're going to leave that to dry. And you'll have completed your bracelet. So that is the fastening that goes through the loop at the end. Obviously I've just glued this one, but let yours settle before putting the ends on. And that's your little macrame bracelet. We hope you've enjoyed the project and we look forward to seeing you next time. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and feel free to leave any comments or feedback. We'd love to hear from you, and if there's a particular project you want to see, let us know. Bye!